Hi, you guys, and welcome to the next episode of Sabs Solo and Single Saga. Today, we are going to be talking about every single person's favorite holiday, Valentine's Day. Thank you again for those of you that are listening to another episode of this. If you're watching, you're like, girl, what are you doing with these microphones? Still trying to test out everything to see which one that I like the best. It's just living now in this more city area, you hear everything. So I just want to make sure that I'm covering all my bases. But let's get started. As you guys know, obviously, Valentine's Day was on Tuesday, and I try to make my own traditions as a single gal, somebody who has been single for a long time. And I try to be proactive about it. And we're going to talk about that today, like things to do as a single person on Valentine's Day, maybe making goals. And I really, for me personally, it's a great time to reflect. Also, it's a great time to celebrate because I think everybody focuses on the romantic aspects of finding love on Valentine's Day and celebrating, which I'm all here for. But for us single people, it can be a little bit like I have a vendetta a little bit against Valentine's Day because it's like, yes, I'm here to celebrate others and I love that for them, but also as somebody who has been single for 20 plus years, for 20 plus Valentine's Day, it can get, I'll be honest, annoying as hell. So let's get into it. We'll start off with traditions. So Valentine's Day for me, I think, for everybody quintessentially, when we were kids, it was a great time because you got to pass out cards to people and candy and you could profess your love. It was fun. It was one of those days at school that you really didn't do much. And ironically too, I feel like it's kind of the same when I was in corporate America. Still am, but now I work fully remote. So you don't have those extra perks that you do per se when you're in the office. And that was one of those, it kind of blended as well when I was working in the office at 3 years. It was fun. Like that was a day that the cafeteria gave you a free frosted cookie. Usually we would do in our office, we had different potluck events and I was all for, inter-office activities and everything. So I helped with that. For our department, just to make it something more fun to look forward to. It was one of those days that it's extra fluff, okay? And I'm here for the extra fluff. I love celebrating the small things in life. I think that is so important, whether or not you're in a relationship or not. For me, that is one of the reasons why I love Valentine's Day. In addition, for myself as a single person, especially now that I am fully remote, I definitely think for holidays they can get a little bit more lonely because I have to take more time and more effort planning things. And for those of you who are seeing, I am still getting into my apartment. I haven't hosted that many people over yet. And the idea of, especially when you're still making new friendships, it can get a little bit scary sending out that mass text being like, hey, I'm going to be hosting a Valentine's Day brunch. Definitely want to do it at some point in the future. It's one of my goals, but this Valentine's Day, it just happened so fast. And I know that there's also other people that have Valentine's Day brunches, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let them do their thing, go to a couple events and see what happens. Less pressure for me this year because I'm still in this process of I'm trying to put myself out there, make new friends, and I'd rather focus on that than putting in a lot of time and money into and stress for me right now. I think it wouldn't be beneficial for my mental health if I had a Valentine's Day event. It was in the back of my mind. I was like, should I? And it was just one of those things that it wasn't the right timing or the place, and I had to really come to terms with that. And overall, so happy that I did it because of that. I was able to attend more functions, be a guest, and really get to know more people. So unexpected, and I was so happy that I did that. One of the events that I did, and if you don't know this company, Knix, Knix, I love it. They only have one store currently in America, in Santa Monica, which I'm so lucky because I can literally just go over there and get what I need. This is not sponsored. This is me saying, like, as a girly who really struggles with their period every month, I love these period underwear. Like mine has always been bad. I struggle with hormonal issues, and on top of Valentine's Day, my cycle was just right, like right be I'm one of those that, like, I can tell when it's about to happen because I usually get migraines right before because there's a hormonal shift that happens. So it was one thing after another. Uh, Very fun. Okay. But I went to Knix. I love it because they have period underwear. And it is one of those pieces of clothing that you're like, it literally has changed my life. I'm one of those people that my hormones, again, like I said, aren't the greatest. And because of that, I struggle with really, really heavy periods. Like, I'm a girl that has to wear, maybe this is TMI, but I think it's good to vocalize it. I'm one of those people that always have to wear overnight pads. I can't do tampons. I'm allergic, unfortunately. Just not a thing for me. And then it's just extra security I like with the Knix underwear. I literally, like, I would say maybe until a year ago, and I still am a little bit like this, but now with the underwear, because of how much that extra security blanket, I feel way more secure and comfortable, like, going to places. Like, I had to schedule my life around my period. That is how bad it is. And it's not something that's realistic. Let's be honest. Like, I can track my period, and usually she's a consistent girl, but sometimes like, with my hormones, it can go on for a long time. Like, like the doctor is like, what's happening? I don't know. We're still trying to figure that out, and that's okay. But I got invited to an event with them, and I'm not really an influencer yet. I've been invited to a couple influencer events so far, and it's all in the, like, which I love. I'm like, it's my calling, like, underwear events. I'm an underwear, swimwear influencer, I guess you could say. And I love that. I feel like it's very on brand for me, like, personality wise. So I couldn't be happier being an underwear influencer. It's just like, if I'm going to be invited to those kind of events, like, yeah, I need underwear. Period underwear, yeah, I need. And this was like for customers, people. There's 5 girls that got free tattoos. So sick, okay, for this Valentine's event. And they had champagne. They had some cute treats that were available. And they had a DJ going. You could embroider your underwear there for free. And I was like, hell yeah. So I got some pink embroidered underwear that say, fuck this shit. Because, you have your times, like, that you feel like you're, like, cartwheeling while you have your period. And you're like, this is so great. And you feel like a Tampax commercial. And then other times you're like, fuck this. Like, it's not fun being a girl sometimes. It's expensive. It's painful. And I think it's something that needs to be talked about more. The inequity that we have to deal with. Also, shout out if you can see this video. I have, one of the things too, for Valentine's Day, I decided I definitely am more of a treat myself mentality, and I try to just put a little bit extra out there for me. And one of the things, especially every year, I try to do, like, a different focus. This year was really health and wellness. That's what I'm trying to focus on right now. So water bottles are very important. Like, I did that the new year. I got some water bottles from Costco, but I love this. It's like an adult sippy cup. It just, for some odd reason, it's like, people say emotional support water bottles. It is truly, like, my, like, emotional support water bottle, because I just feel like at home when I'm sipping on my sippy cup. It's a weird feeling. Like, it just feels safe. And it really encouraged me to drink more water, and I feel so much more alive and fresh. And I can feel it in my skin too when I'm like fully hydrated. So I love that. Um, but I digress. So I'm trying to, again, like Valentine's Day, I really try to be more healthy and create a different theme each year. So this year was health and wellness, and that went perfect with the next event. And I was having so much fun there. It's always scary too, I think, when you go in solo. Like, I've been to this store before. Like I was saying last time, when it comes to meeting new people and going to these events, like, this was a great putting myself out there because I had already been to the store. I'm a frequent customer there. It's close by to the neighborhood, so I don't have to worry about parking. Like, use this as my hot girl walk. I'm gonna do a hot girl walk over there, and whatever happens, happens. And that was the best mindset, perfect for it. And I had so much fun. I met some amazing people there. And it was a great overall network opportunity. I got a little lit at an underwear store. Like, how much better can that say for Valentine's Day? Like, it's me. It's a unique situation, and it's very on par. So I'm happy. I got some cute underwear that are embroidered. Like, amazing. You could get your brows done there, and then they also had bracelets that you could buy from a special brace like jeweler. I was like braceleter, jeweler person, and it was amazing. Like, they really curated a great event that specialized in empowering women and just making it fun. And that was like, this was last weekend because having Valentine's Day on a Tuesday, it's weird because it's like, do you celebrate the weekend before or the weekend after? It's gonna be the same for St. Patrick's Day. So I really focused, after that event. I was like, this is perfect. Like, this was a great way to start Valentine's week off, right? I then decided, to go to Sephora, get a couple new products that I wanted to try because let's be real. After watching the Fenty Bowl, I was obsessed. And I was like, you know what? I want to try contouring out right because apparently contour and bronzer are two different things. Didn't know you're supposed to have it like your shadow. This is news to me. So it's supposed to be like a gray. I didn't know this. So I was like, you know what? I need some more stuff because my hormonal acne is not doing well. So I got a consultation. I was like, you know what? This is going to be good. This is beneficial to me. My sister is getting married in August, so I really want to be as proactive as possible with my health without being too go. Because I'm all about doing health and wellness challenges, but I think that overall the longevity of it afterwards isn't healthy. And when I say that, I mean, like, I feel like you go from one extreme, and then when you're done with it, like 75 hard challenge, then you go in your mindset, okay, now I can binge, I can do everything. And for me, like, I know the best way is to do a whole overall lifestyle change and not go, okay, today I'm starting off and it's going to be great. Like, I've done that before. It's not healthy for me. I I don't want to be one of those people that's like, I'm dictating every event and questioning like I went to the next event and there's chocolate there and I was like, do I want to eat a piece of chocolate because I have to look good for this wedding? And then I was like, fuck that. Like, this girl came up to me, lovely lady, and she was like, go ahead, have it. Like, if you feel like you want another glass, have it. Don't feel guilty. Like, if, be healthy, go and work out, then maybe the next day a little bit. But don't overcompensate either. Don't beat yourself up because that is not healthy. Because I think, especially for me, and I'm sure a lot of people I've talked to as well, like, the best way for me to be at a healthy weight and a healthy lifestyle is if my mind and my body are in the same. If my mind is not there, my body isn't going to reflect that as well, because I'm somebody that you can tell that I hold stress a lot. It's not cute. And it reflects on my body poorly. When I'm more stressed, it doesn't matter if I do like the 3 10 30. It does like it working out does make me feel happier. Um, but if I'm not also at the same time actively working on myself, it's not going to do much once that challenge is over. It's just a Uno reverse away. So that was my really big focus was health and wellness right now. Treating myself to doing that because I'm really loving my workout routine right now. Right now. I and I'm really proud of myself for putting myself out there. And sometimes you just need that extra little boost, whether or not it's that serum or that Fenty stick, to just make you feel a little bit more confident. And I'm all about that. I am here for it. I even decided like, oh, this was it. Like I'm here to really elevate my wardrobe right now in a budget-friendly fashion. And I went to Abercrombie and Fitch. It's something like I am a plus-size woman. I'm about a 14 to 16. And for those of you that don't know, I'm also a fashion photographer. And I primarily shoot plus-size curve creators. And I love that. I love empowering women and really capturing photos of people that I didn't see in magazines that looked like me, similar. And I love that I'm able to do that, even to like a small extent. And I, for a long time, when it came to shopping when we were teenagers, Abercrombie wasn't that place for you. It was where all the skinny, pretty girls went. And then if I had the luxury of shopping with them, I was in the back in the dark, usually hating my life. I I'm one of those people that like I always fluctuate with my weights too. So I was one of those like I would say like a 12, 14. Like I'm that weird middle range usually. Sometimes it'll be a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. I yo-yoed for a long time. And Abercrombie I'm one of those I'm hesitant but I've heard so much lately about them and I'm conflicted. I'm not going to lie about supporting brands that didn't support me in the past. It's the same with like Victoria's Secret. But I was like, you know what? To hell with it. Like I need cute outfits, okay? And there are still limited options in store for people. It pisses me off. But it was so amazing. Actually, like going into a store, seeing a great presentation because let me tell you, the store sets here in LA aren't it usually, okay? Especially if you're like looking for a wide wide range of sizes. You're like looking for a needle in a haystack. It's hard, okay? You're like sweating, going through these piles of clothes, trying to find the pair of jeans that you were only mildly interested in at that point because you're like, is this really worth it? And then that associate will come up to you and they'll be like, what are you looking for? And you're like, jeans. And they go, well, unfortunately, we don't have it in store, but we could have it ordered online for you. Well, then why the hell am I in store? Why am I at a store then? Like, I hate shopping online. I'm one of those old people, like, I like to peruse online and then go into the store and see, like, do I have that same feeling as I do with a man on Tinder? Like, are you really what you advertise yourself as? So, I digress. But I am on this whole new little journey of really taking care of myself and putting out the best version of myself possible. So that's skin routine, that's my health and wellness journey. That also has to do with clothes. And for a long time, I've had in my mindset that I am going to wait to buy cute clothes until I am X, Y, and Z size. And that's just not healthy. And I've started to invest in like really good pieces that I feel happy in and confident in the size that I am right now. I'm a big fan of Good American. I love it. A lot of the Good American girlies also have said go to Abercrombie and Fitch. So I mustered up the courage and I went in and it was paradise, okay? paradise because the store set was beautiful. Like I was saying, like everything was organized to a T. A T. Like Zara, you're going to have to look at how they do their store sets, okay? There was sizes again available for me, like on the rack for multiple clothes. There's like I had a gorgeous skinny pretty girl come up to me and was like, "Oh, I love these jeans. Like you need to get every color." And I just felt included. It was crazy to be like, "Oh yeah, girl, like I'm so excited for my ass to look great and to eat it up." Did the other side eat it up as well? Yes. So we couldn't do that because of the toe. But it was it was so fun just being able to shop with other people. Okay? Sorry, I have to sneeze. But it shouldn't have taken this long for us to be able to shop all together. I love plus size stores as well. I don't want to discredit them, but it was just for me, it gave me hope that like I could actually someday like go shopping with my girlfriends who are all different sizes and do like actually I'll find something. So I found a cute little crop top, which I'm excited for because it's stepping out a little bit of my comfort zone. Like I'll do like a little bit of the mid tier, but girl, I don't know. I'm one of those people that like I'll exercise one day and I'm like, I have abs. They come in pretty fast. I'm not going to lie, which I love. Like thankful for my body for that. Very thankful. And I am just really loving my body right now as I should be. And it showed off my tattoos as well. And it was it's like a very little vintage vibe going on. I love it. It's a unique piece. And it was at a good price point that I was like, you know what? I can envision myself, if I can envision myself wearing a piece more than one way in different facets, she's the girl for me. So I mustered up the courage and I bought it. I mean, even tried on the clothes, you guys. The dressing room is amazing. So that's how I treated myself on Valentine's Day. Also, one of my traditions that I have is just paying homage to like my family members, those that have passed. And one of them is my grandma. Like when I say I love to celebrate the small things, she is one of the reasons why I love, because she really did that for me as a kid. Like a great example of this, I always say, is St. Patrick's Day. She would make a meal that was all green. Like she would set this up. Like you could tell she took her time. Every single item on the table was green. And I'm not saying like nasty green vegetables, okay? Because I was a kid. She would do like green jello. She would color, like do food dye coloring for green. So it could be like she made a soup and then just put green on it. A green cake, green cookies, pickles, because I love pickles and olives. It was so much fun. She even had it like to the point of having all green table sets, all green, I want to say even silverware. I loved it. I have some of it now with me just so that I can really celebrate and, cherish those little memories that we have and make it into our own tradition. So for myself, I have not watched The Little Women movie yet, but that was something that my grandma and I read the book. We went and saw the play together when I was a kid, and I have her pink china set. And I was like, you know what? This is one of my traditions with my mother. I love getting the heart-shaped tortellini. And so I got heart-shaped tortellini, something I do. I'm going to do the heart-shaped shamrocks for St. Patrick's Day, but I got out my china set from my grandmother, all in pink, got out my heart-shaped tortellini, and then I watched Little Women. And it was a great just time to not only love where I am in this moment in my new apartment and where I am in my life, but also love the people who have made me and who have made this world so amazing. And it's just one of those things that I love doing. It was small. I don't need to do anything big. And I think that's one of those things too. Like it was a great remembrance for me. A reminder. It was a great reminder for myself that sometimes I think, like I was saying for brunch earlier, I think we put too much pressure on ourselves to have this bit like grand time, like celebrating Valentine's Day. 20,000 times. And I think social media really plays a part in this because you're seeing everybody do these big things, which that's amazing. Great for them. But for me, that's a lot of pressure. And if I'm not, again, in the right mind space for that, it's not going to be a productive time for me. So I'm happy that I took the time to do things for myself this week. That being said, though, in addition to going to the next event and meeting some amazing people, I did decide, I was like, you know what? I get that itch sometimes. I'm like, I need to see people because, again, I'm single. I'm working remote. I can get a little bit lonely. And I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm going out tonight, whether or not it's with people or not. This is happening. So I texted some girls and I was like, hey, do you want to do happy hour? I'm going to happy hour. And I had so much fun. Like, it's just simple shit, like simple stuff that really can be fun. Like, I'm like putting out, some people would call it manifesting. Me, I'm just like, I'm having the itch, the urge to go out and really put myself out there. And I had so much fun. It was a great time, just low pressure, low stakes, going somewhere that I already knew but hadn't gone in like 3-4 years, maybe 2. But it was great. Went to Cheesecake Factory after and got a cheesecake to go. Great time. And then from it, like, too, I don't know if you guys remember, but I am really trying to just put myself out there, meet new people. So I've been going to like mutual friends events, and from that I've been making friends. I think sometimes it's really nerve-wracking doing that first text to people, and it overall went really well. And I've had one, like, I would say the past week, I'm gonna sneeze again. The past week I've had more of those random, like, I'm going in with zero expectations and coming out so freaking happy that I did it and making more friends than I had expected. And do I know what's going to happen? No, but I'm proud of myself for putting myself out there, and that's all that you can do. And I think that goes for love too, because I want to point that out because it's Valentine's Day. It'd be wrong not to. Like, I had my rom-com moments this week, and I really, it irks me to the core that we have, like, almost, I would say, 25 to 50% of the beginning of modern day rom-com movies start off with a woman that's either, she's like, we'll say something wrong with her, that she's like the freak or like the antisocial person that's wearing glasses. No, I want a rom-com movie about the girl that, a man doesn't change her life. Like, I am good right now without a man. I'm loving the progression of my life. If a man comes into my life, he's just making it better. He's not completing me. And I want a movie like that. That's the movie that we all deserve. And yeah, I got a little lonely watching these rom-com movies. And did I get onto the apps again? Yeah, 100%. Am I being productive on the apps? No. I talked to a girlfriend about this, and I really love this advice that she gave. She went, allocate time to the apps. Be like maybe 15 minutes a night, and that's it. I do not personally, I've never had my notifications on for them. I just don't see the purpose of like what would serve for me, because I don't think you need to be in constant communication with random strangers. Not my thing, and I also don't want it to be a form of gratification, if that makes sense, because I find that it can be kind of dangerous in the sense of like my worth, viewing myself and my worth, because all of a sudden I could be like, well, I only have 5 likes today on Hinge. Does that mean I'm an ugly chick? When no, that's just that there's only 5 guys that like see my value and everything. Am I deleting some of the apps already? Yes. When I say already, I've been on and I think I talked about this before, Raya. And I was here for the tea to see if there's any celebrity men that would be interested. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened. And when I go home, it's even more bleak. And it literally will say, they're like, sorry, there's no men available in your area. And I'm like, no shit. So, That being said, I just, for networking purposes, I understand the point of Raya, but I also find it to be a tad superficial because while it does weed out the homeboys that don't have a job, it doesn't weed out the people that are superficial as hell and are here for like connections, I guess. Not that I really like, you get what you get with me. It's not like I have a celebrity BFF um that you are going to be like, like attached to, because I feel like there are those people here, especially in LA, that it's like, oh, I want to become a friend with you because you're X, Y, and Z's best friend. No, for me, like, you get what you get with me. I'm working on myself. I'm working to become like the best thing that I can, and I'm loving this journey. I don't have any, celebrity relations. I'm just somehow on here by default. I don't know, spicing up the app, we can say. You're welcome. But I I don't understand the intentionality of it. I get it that it's like networking and connecting higher individuals, but it just seems a tad pretentious, and I'm kind of over it. Um, so yeah, I'm excited though to see. I definitely, like, I'm the person that will, I tend to struggle messaging people first. So I did like push myself to go back on Bumble because I feel like there's a lot of feminist men out there on there, and sometimes I feel like uh the men on Hinge are a little bit douchebaggy, to say the least. And again, there's some great people on Hinge, some great people on Tinder, Bumble. It's just knowing which app is for you. I've tried them all. So if you guys ever want a like review of it, happy to tell you. I've even done like international ones. um but I've gone on very few dates on them, and it takes, because it takes a lot of willpower for me to even like, I wouldn't say put myself out there, but just even find somebody that I'm interested in, because I have standards. And it's not like they're hard standards. Like for me, it's like you have to have the same political viewpoints as me. I don't want a picture of you with a fish. I would prefer if you didn't have a picture of you on a red carpet or with an accolade or with a celebrity. And for me to like, I love a hot girl walk. I love going on bikes. But for some reason, like the snowboarding pics, mountain biking, surfing, it doesn't do it for me. And I don't know if this is like coming from an insecurity right now, but I just am like, no. I know that I cannot give you what you want. And that's like an active girly. It's never going to be me. I love going on hikes. I will do like a 5 mile hike, but I'm never going to go on a 15 or 10 or 20 ever. It's, and not because I don't feel like I physically could. It's because that sounds like the worst idea ever. Ever. It doesn't bring me joy, and I don't ever want to be that person. I would let them do it on their own 100%. I don't ever want to be like, it's me or hiking. No. But I do feel like the reason why you want to go on this app and you're putting yourself out there as that adventurous person is because you're trying to find somebody else who you would like to go on adventures with. And I don't ever want to be that person that stops somebody from that. So the adventure seekers of that nature are out as well. So it's a little limiting, I would say. And then it's something that I need to decide, reflect on, if it's me being maybe a little bit too picky. But you just never know. On top of it, though, I decided, in addition to dating apps, I was like, let me do my taxes, just get shit done. It was one of those things that was like, I'm really like, girl, I was treating myself to the max. And when I say that, I mean like, I'm getting my life in order, at least attempting to, because, I'm turning 30 at the end of the year. I want to get shit done. So I did my taxes, gut wrenching. It was the first time that I had to like, and I should, and it was one of those things too, why I think I celebrated Valentine's Day a little bit more, but it was the first time that I had to put like my business on there for expenses because I made money. Like, crazy. And I'm grateful for it. So grateful for the opportunities. But I just didn't expect it. And I knew that, I would be, I want to say docked, but it was a great learning experience. I'm glad that it's over. Um, Definitely going to be a quarterly lady now, doing taxes instead. But I'm thankful that it's done. And then also, I have these trips that I'm like, I need to pay for. And we're going to get into wedding season in a different episode, but I have wedding stuff that I need to get done for my sister. So that means I'm going, back and forth to Minneapolis a lot. Um, and it can get expensive. Okay. Like I have miles on different um, credit cards and through, ooh, there she goes. And through airlines by itself. And I was like, I want to be able to start saving money. And I know it kills me to use miles to go home, but it's so nice when you can say, like, okay, I have 4 flights booked throughout the whole year, and I'm not paying for any single one of them. Like that feels good to say that. And then I can spend my money on something else, and then hopefully, like, from the math that I did, I should be able to get almost all those points back just from my other purchases. So we should be good. We should be good. But it was one of those things, like, I'm glad I booked everything. We're done with that. And then as like a little treat myself, I was like, you know what? I love my friends in Chicago, and it was one of those things that we used to do, like holidays, like Valentine's Day. We would do Galentine's Day and go to Tao. And I miss my gals over there. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. Like, I love celebrating little holidays like St. Patrick's Day. And so I booked a trip for St. Patrick's Day to go to Chicago. And I'm so excited. It's a little, little thing, but it is going to be so much fun. If you heard the little ding going on in the background, that was actually the group chat going on that was just formed for St. Patrick's Day. I don't like I said before, I don't drink as much anymore. When I say as much, like, I'm tipsy off of 2 drinks. That's it. Like, I'm going to brunch after this because it's President's Day. And I haven't done a bottomless mimosa place, I want to say, in like a year. Maybe less. That sounds wrong. That's sad. It's been a long time. It feels like it, at least in girl worlds. A long time. So I'm like, I know I'm very proud of myself. Like, the Knicks event was a great example of this, of knowing what my limitations are. And I even got, like, somebody commended me for it, because I feel like sometimes in social situations, like especially like parties where you don't know everybody, you tend to drink a little bit more just to like get the awkwardness out. And for me, like, the next day is hell because of it, because it takes only 2 drinks for me to be like tipsy. 3, I'm like, I'm puking the next day. It's not cute. It's not cute. And I want to have fun and be present, but I don't want to use alcohol as that crutch. And so I've been really like, and it goes the same for food as well, because I'll be that girl at the snack table. I'm the snack table, the food girl dog, the girl that's with the dog or the cat. That is me. But I know that I can also be that fun person. So I really try to make little goals throughout the party. And I explained this before, but for those of you that didn't listen, it's okay. I can start off with a drink. Cool. Just, because I love drinking. Okay. When I say I love drinking, I just like for the taste. Okay. I'm doing it for the taste. And to take off the edge a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're doing it in a healthy way. But then if it's like, and I only do drink in social settings too now. But if I recognize, like, for the next event, like, it was getting awkward, and I was like, okay, like, I don't know what to say anymore. I really love these girls' conversations. Like, I'm being an active listener, but it's been an hour and a half, and I'm like, I'm just gonna head over to the snack table and get another drink. And I was like, if I'm not feeling it, and I have a good buzz right now, I don't want to be that person that like makes a fool out of themselves either at an event. This isn't the time or place. I I should just go home because I really want macaroni and cheese. Like, I want a good walk, call my mother, see how she's doing, say thank you to everybody, like, and go. And so that's what I did. And it's the same for like these events too, is like I make goals and go, and I'm like, okay, have that first drink, then wait 30 to 45 minutes. Wean it, okay? Um, and say I'm going to talk to one or two new people. And if it doesn't go well, it doesn't go well. That's okay. It's life. It's going to happen that sometimes we're not like 100% in the best social settings. And I give myself also a time now that I'm like, okay, I've been here for 2 hours. I can dip if I don't feel comfortable. That is my minimum. And then if I want to continue, here's, let's say, like in another 2 hours, the gauging. And I have so much fun. And I've had people go like, you are at such a good level. Like, it's so cool seeing you only have like 2 drinks and you're having a hoot. And I'm happy that I can do that. Are there times where I'm going to have like bottomless brunch and go like, yeah, 100%. But it's contextually. In those instances, especially like social settings, meeting new people, you don't want to be that person. Trust me, I've been there, you know? And I want to be the fun person because of my personality, not because of like the beverage inside of me, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just like really happy about where I am right now, and I don't want this to feel like it's like gloating, but I hope that this helps you guys, especially, you know, as single people that are listening to this. I think sometimes there is that pressure when it comes to Valentine's Day, especially because you're like seeing everybody post on social media and wondering like, when is it my turn? For me, what I did, it was like, okay, what do I love about myself currently in this, presently at this moment? What do I love that I'm doing? What do I think that I could expand on? Because I know that as much as the apps are great, it is also important for me to continue to build my relationships with other people. Not because I think that they could help me find somebody, but because I think that that is what I love the most about life and about people. I love hearing people's stories. I love hanging out with people. And the more that I push myself out there, I think the more for me I'm going to be able to meet and potentially find somebody. It's never going to be my end goal. It's just not. I'm not that girl. I love being by myself right now. And again, it's like if I find somebody, it's because they are adding something to my life. And I love that I can say that. Like, because it's one thing like saying it out loud, and it's another thing like vocalizing and being like, this is my fucking truth. I'm happy. So it's crazy because I mean, everybody's going to go through their moments where, and it's not going to be like this every day for me, but overall, like encapsulating 100%. I am excited. Like I have ankle weights that I'm about to buy. Ankle weights, like cute little pink ones, you guys. Brushes for my water bottles so that it doesn't get moldy inside. Like, this is what's bringing me joy right now. And trying to go to these other events too, for meeting new people because that are like-minded and that really have similar goals and ambitions. That is what's bringing me joy and love. And yeah, I hope that this was a great episode. And for those of you too, I want to just, if you were alone this Valentine's Day, I just want you to know that that is not a reflection on you as a person. Because I think sometimes we beat ourselves up. I've done it, even those Valentine's Day, you know, I have those moments that I go like, what is wrong with me? Why am I not finding this? And I think this goes back to the rom-coms too, that we think that if a man isn't validating us or if a partner is not validating us, that means that there's something wrong with us. No, girl. Okay, I'll tell you this. I'm not a therapist or anything. I'm just saying like, it's the fucking truth. Okay, sorry, Mom, for cussing. It's the truth. I'm so tired, and I feel like this too at times where it's just like the insecurities come out of me. Like, it does not matter how many people I've photographed, how many jobs that I've had, or I don't have accolades, but let's say I had accolades. I would still, like, my biggest insecurity at times is that I haven't been in a relationship, and I'm like, well, then I'm not like a good woman. No, okay? No. We're not doing that. We are badasses. Like, the reason why I'm single is because I chose that, and that's badass, okay? Because people, I haven't found somebody that meets my needs, and that's fine. That is 100% fine. You are badass still. You are loved. And just because you don't have like somebody sleeping next to you right now doesn't mean that it can't happen, okay? Also, as a friendly reminder too, make sure to show other people in your life that you love them. My mother, one of the things that she does is she gives me cards every Valentine's Day. Like, it's something that I get excited for. Like, I can show you guys on the video. Um, so my mom will send me a Valentine's Day card. My sister sent me Valentine's Day flowers because, again, I'm perpetually the only single person. So yeah, it can get lonely. And so I think for me, next Valentine's Day, I definitely want to get better at it to show the people around me that I love them too. And it can just be like super simple. A note. That's it. Like, I collect my notes. I don't know if you can see. There's like a note next to my Kleenex box. I have a couple other notes. Because those for me are like my words of affirmation more so. That, and like, instead of pictures of, I have some pictures of my family, but for me the letters mean way more because it's just like a reminder that I am loved, I am supported, and that means way more to me than like a sloppy kiss from a boy. That's the truth. So, that is today's episode. I really hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, all of that, let me know. And if you're enjoying this video too, this is going to be the second one. Um, please let me know. I have to go get ready for brunch though. So, bye. Oh, I'm still continuing.